The iPhone 16 Pro, it's a great American phone. It takes pretty awesome photos and videos. But if you rewind time a bit, I turned 28 this year. Split that in half, you get 14, and then subtract one more year. 15 years ago, the phone I wanted was made by a Swedish company. Or, well, it was a joint venture between a Japanese and Swedish company. This right here is the phone I wanted as a 13-year-old kid. A Sony Ericsson Satio.
Pictures like never before. The new Satio from Sony Ericsson.
The reason as to why I wanted this phone as a kid, it has a touchscreen. Also a 12.1 megapixel camera, great for taking photos and videos. But 13-year-old me did not get this phone. I got what is today known as a feature phone, a Sony Ericsson W715. Not a bad phone by any means, just not that great for taking videos. Today, whenever I make a video, I use a lot of equipment. A big camera, extra lens, microphone, more microphones, tripod, drone, 360 camera, GoPro, a bunch of spare batteries, and sometimes an iPhone. But what if I could replace all that with this? An old Swedish-Japanese camera phone. Vi testar. Well, first things first, this phone does not record video in HD. It only goes as far as 480p. The audio quality also not that great. These berries are like 60 times the antioxidants compared to grapes. I read that on Wikipedia. It is pretty cool though how sliding back this lens cover opens the camera. The first thing I did with this phone was to film an autumn day picking berries. We went to the coast to pick sloes, the berry off blackthorn bushes. Hannah, my parents and the dogs all picked berries. Well, maybe not the dogs, they were busy eating grass. Try one berry. Usually one would pick these berries after the first night of frost. We were a bit early, but one can also just put these berries in the freezer for a day or two. Without a night of frost, it's a rather bitter berry. After freezing temperatures, there's some kind of chemical process which makes the berries much sweeter. I'm not really sure how that works, but that's the way it is. The video quality coming out of this old phone is, by today's standards, not great, but it has a really nice charm to it. Kind of that look you'd get from an old camcorder. That's me, by the way. Our berry picking day, well, it ended early as it began raining quite a bit. We did pick a lot of berries though. This old phone is really nicely sized. It's much smaller than an iPhone, but it is a bit on the chunkier side, which is good because you can put it on its side and it stays like that. And just like the iPhone, it comes with a camera button, although this one lights up.
Saludos, soy Buzz Lightyear.
The iPhone does not do that. There are a few settings one can modify while shooting video. This exposure slider has been quite useful. I do find that this phone sometimes likes to overexpose things. There's also a night mode, which seems to lower the shutter speed and raise the ISO quite a bit, giving a kind of a creepy vibe to anything you film. Turning off the microphone is also possible if one wants to do that. You can also turn on this light. Compared to my big Olympus camera, color reproduction is also quite okay. How about the battery life? For being a 15-year-old phone, it's not half bad. So I haven't charged this phone for the whole week. Now the battery is red. We'll see how long it lasts. Well, will the battery last for a few more hours? I guess we'll see. This day we spent together with the dogs. They, just as us, likes to spend time outside. And if there's treats involved, they'll even do tricks for us. We also did some running, then agility. We ran up a hill, or the dogs did. We walked up. Hey, Stone. We then had some fika on top of the hill, then the battery died. Not too bad starting on battery level red. And if the battery happens to go bad, well, just remove the back cover and take the battery out and buy a new one. They're not expensive, a few hundred crowns at most. But now, how about those berries we picked? Well, I'm glad you asked. The berries were first put in the freezer, we then put them in a big pot, poured over boiling water. Eventually we filtered the resulting liquid, added sugar and put it in bottles. The result? Rather well-tasting slow berry lemonade, soft in Swedish. We also have some slow gin in the making. We'll know how that tastes in about 2 months. 3, 4... Here's one thing you may not know about me. I really like a band called Jimmy Eat World. They are from America. Therefore, when I saw that they were playing in Germany, I bought tickets for Hannah and myself. And the plan was to bring this old phone along for the ride. Although I forgot one crucial detail. Hannah's residence permit is expired and she has yet to receive her extension permit, meaning that if she leaves Sweden, she may not enter Sweden again. So we're not going to Germany. I really should have paid those 10 extra euros to make the tickets refundable. Göteborg, är det kallt. It's not Berlin, but it's Gothenburg. The final test of this camera phone recording a small vlog was supposed to take place in Germany, but I guess Gothenburg will have to do. Here we stayed one night in a fancy hotel. We booked a room high up. This is nice. Rather expensive, but we don't do these things way too often. After admiring the view, we went out to look for some food. We made our way to a nearby Nepalese restaurant. This was our first time eating Nepalese food. It tasted fantastic. After dinner, we decided to drink some sparkling wine in our hotel room. Wine we got from some very nice friends. Thank you, it was really good. We then went to bed, yes. The next day was rather grey, as days usually are here in the month of November. The day started with some really nice hotel breakfast. Second day in Gothenburg. Not exactly Berlin, where Jimmy Eat World played their show yesterday. Yeah. But it's okay. I guess we'll walk around a bit and maybe check some stores. We might take a tram, we might walk, perhaps some fika. Yeah, we'll see. We did visit a bunch of second-hand stores. Hannah was on the hunt for a new old jacket. We did see a lot of trams, but this time we did not ride on one. Instead, we walked through the city. I checked out a record store and picked up a few vinyls. We then did what most Swedes do, visited IKEA, had some food and left with a blue bag. We then drove back home. So what's the verdict? Is this old phone all that 13-year-old me would have wanted? I mean, I guess so, although arguably an iPhone 16 Pro is better. But there is just something really nice about the footage coming from this old phone. And who knows, maybe I'll bring it on some future travels. Maybe we'll even make it to Berlin the next time around. This time around we gave away our tickets to a very nice German person. And he did send some pictures back to us. It looked like a great show. With that said, hej på er. See you in the next one.